Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace, and hang on to your children. I'm very thrilled that you found me on Facebook Fighting CPS. There's 7 rooms that connect you with the YouTube room that I'm broadcasting out of. They're all Facebook rooms, and you all can come in and you're in the YouTube room. Now, what I'm here for is to help you all understand and deal with an entity called CPS. I call that entity the Child Protection Systems. There's a system in every county and every state in our country. The problem being, some are rogue, some are good. And right now, a lot of you have encountered the rogue. I'm here for you guys that don't know about CPS or what they do or how they act or how they do anything. I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I've raised 6 children. 3 or older, have families of their own, and they weren't involved in my CPS case. Yes, I was abused by CPS. I lost my home. I lost my youngest daughter. And I lost my marketability getting a job. Also, my credit's been ruined because of CPS. I've been fighting them now for 15 years. And it started to me at 2010 when I lost my job after working 45 years, no fault of my own. And I thought I could make it with my savings and everything. And I quietly did till I was forced to sell my home in the year 2017 to help finance my attorney, Vincent Davis. Actually started 2015 to hire an attorney to get my boys back. I had 3 children that were kidnapped or trafficked, that were abused and hurt in foster care. This is firsthand information. This isn't hearsay. I'm living proof. There are bad entities of CPS, and they do nothing but lie to you, lead you up, and break you down. It's really, really, really sad. So I'm here to help all of you. And good morning, Child. Child is one of 3 members or 4 members of the family that comes in every live stream of mine and does a lot of praying. Prayers do work. But I want you to know that this live stream is for you guys. It's an interactive live stream. I want to help you. This is a chance. Won't cost you any money. It'll cost some time, about an hour of your time. But I have 5 rules I've come with that help you fight CPS. Things like get an attorney, how to do your documents. Do not talk to social services. Do not let them take your children. Do not enter the home. Watch out medical trafficking. How to use the internet. And my last one is gathering all the documents to make copies. All these rules I come in, I'll talk more in depth. But they all will help you. They all will help you. Because I, for one, encountered a rogue bad CPS. So bad that the social worker who was doing her case, who wasn't trained, very little education, didn't even have a high school education, retaliated against us family because she was caught committing perjury in court. She lied on the witness stand. And my attorney, Vincent Davis, fleshed it out on her. So she retaliated and she coached our daughter, 12 years old, to emancipate from the parents. That means divorce the parents, the family, everything. Change your name, get a new birth certificate, new social security card, and be adopted into foster care. She did all this, and the social worker retaliated. She got her revenge. She told us that you're never going to see your daughter again. My wife still remembers those words. Excuse me. Now, all that you're listening, there's lots of things you can do while you're in here. Take notes, and whatever you do, you can text in comments or questions. You text in a question or a comment and have it pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, and your state. And you're from outside of the country, your country. And I mean that because I have right now 21 countries that have participated in this live stream. They're all over the world, from Bangladesh, Indonesia, to India, Saudi Arabia, Liberia, then over to Africa, to Sudan, Liberia, and then back to Middle East. It's Libya, not Liberia. If I said it, I said it wrong. In Africa, it's Liberia, then Rwanda, then Mozambique, and then 3 provinces in South Africa. Then up to Europe, England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, and Sweden. Across the pond to North America, I got Canada, 4 provinces there. All 50 states I've heard from people. I've even heard from the District of Columbia, which is not a state, and heard from south the border of Mexico, and then down in South America, Grenada on the east coast above Brazil, then the South Pacific, New Zealand, and Australia, and 2 states in Australia. That's the land down under. Those 21 countries have participated. Some have called in, like country code 27 for South Africa or country code 44 for England. They've expressed their heart and everything. And it is hard. Now, please text in a comment or a question so I can help you. Also, please tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to the end. Another way to participate in this live stream is to be a guest. Now, I'm on 14 times a week. I'm on 14 hours, 14 times a week. 14 hours, yeah. I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and Saturday, Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Then in the evening, I'm on at 7 p.m. Monday through Sunday. So you have 14 podcasts, 14 live streams to be a guest on. And I'd like you to be a guest. To be a guest in the live stream, please email our show producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com with the day and the time you want to be on our show. You just tell her I want to be on Bob's Monday show, morning show, or I want to be Bob's Wednesday night show. You just say one of those days, either morning or evening. Now, lastly, I have a phone number that you could call in. It's 626-698-0990. I'd like very much for you to call in because it's great to hear what you might have to say. And sometimes it's easier than texting it. Also, another benefit of being a guest on my live stream is I can take 9 of you On the phone call, I only take one on you. It's only one phone call per person. But both of them, you get the benefit of free time with Vincent Davis. He'll give you 15 minutes of private consultation on Zoom. If you call in and talk on my live stream or you're a guest on my live stream, he'll give 15 minutes of free time with him. Now, Vincent Davis is one of the top child protection service attorneys in the world. I should say in the country. I don't know why I'm saying the world, but anyway, he is schooled and licensed in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. That's the area you're in with CPS. It's dependency law that they work in, not criminal, not divorce, not real estate, not immigration, but dependency law. And Vincent has 39 years of fighting CPS and getting children back. He's gotten back thousands of children. He also CPS. When your case is over, he can do a lawsuit and win millions of dollars back from CPS. If your rights, your constitutional rights or civil rights are violated, it's a good case to sue CPS. Just the other day in the paper, I read that LA just settled out a court settlement with a lawsuit for against them. I know it does work. I know it does work. I'm glad that you're able to see Vincent Davis at 6:30 this morning. That is great to hear. Vincent Davis does his own live streams. All you have to do is call that other number that's up on the screen. I lost my other number. I don't know how that came down, but that did. The other number, 888-888-6582. That's the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. Call in there. Tell him Bob Pace sent you. But there you get all kinds of things. Showtime, questions about Vincent Davis, his retainer, and so forth. Also, you can get books and guides. There's a real important book out right now called The Grandparent Guide for Getting Guardianship of Your Grandchildren. It's $9.99, but if you use my discount code of PACE50, you'll get it for half off. That's capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, the number 50. And I'll get you to 50% off, less than $5. You can get that guide. So Vincent's office hours are at 6:30 in the morning. That's great for an hour. He's live. You can talk to him. Now, another way that you can talk to him, I have a deal that you can get for $60 for 30 minutes. For $60, he'll give you a private Zoom consultation. And all you have to do is go to the website, candly.com/apps/VWD/Bob Pace. Now, any of you out there, you can go ahead and start doing comments. I'd love to hear something from you or talk about something that you'd like to talk about. Now, someone asked me about due process. What is due process? Due process is enshrined in the 5th and 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution and guarantees fairness and protects individuals from government actions that could be deprive them of life, liberty, or property, ensuring a just and lawful process. You're entitled to due process. In simple terms, due process means the government must follow fair practice and treat everyone equally when it takes actions that could affect their life, liberty, or property. It's also about ensuring fairness and preventing arbitrary government actions. Now, a violation of due process occurs when an individual legal rights to fair treatment and justice are not upheld, particularly in legal proceedings, ensuring everyone receives proper notice and the opportunity to be heard before being deprived of life, liberty, or property. Okay, now what we got here? Hmm. I agree. We must keep the faith alive, Joshua. Yeah, I agree. Now, as I say, there's several ways to see and talk to Vincent Davis. Child, do you have any questions this morning about CPS? You have anything you like to say or talk about? Okay. My phone is interacting right now. Now, child abuse in this country goes back to 1690 when there was a criminal court case involving child abuse. In 1692, states and municipalities identify care for abused and neglected children as responsible local government and the private institution. In 1696, the King of England first used the legal principles of parents partre, which gave the royal crown care of charities, infants, idiots, and lunatics retained to the chancery. This principle of parents partre has been identified as the statutory basis for U.S. government intervention in family child rearing process. Then in 1825, states enacted laws giving social welfare agencies the right to remove neglected children from their parents and from the streets. These children were placed in Amish houses and orphanages with other families. In 1835, a humane society founded the National Federation of Child Rescue Agencies to investigate child maltreatment. In the late 19th century, private child protection agencies uh, model after existing animal protection organizations developed to investigate reports of child maltreatment and present cases in court, and advocates for child welfare legislation. In 1853, the Children's Aid Society was founded in response to the problem of orphan or abandoned children living in New York City. Rather than allow these children to be institutionalized or continue to live on the street, the children were placed in the first foster homes, typically with the intent of helping those families help their families with their farms as family labor. In 1874, the first case of child abuse was criminally prosecuted, which has come to be known as the case of Mary Ellen. Outrage over this case started an organized effort against child maltreatment. In 1909, President Roosevelt received the first. Now, this outrage over the case started an organizing effort against child maltreatment. In 1909, President Theodore Roosevelt convened the White House Conference on Child Dependency, which created a public funded volunteer organization to establish and publicize standards of child care. By 1926, 18 states had some geez. Yeah, these states of the county had welfare boards whose purpose was to coordinate public and private child related work. The issues of abuse, and neglect were addressed in the Social Security Act in 1930, which provided funding for the invention for neglect and dependent children in danger of becoming a parent. So that was in 1930. In 1912, it says a federal child abuse parent. Um, Now, in 1912, the Federal Child Bureau established a mandate that included service related to child maltreatment. Then in 1958, we're getting here slowly, amendments to the Social Security Act mandated that states fund child protection efforts. In 1962, professional media interest in child maltreatment was sparked by the public of C. Henry Kempe Associates, the battered child syndrome, and in the JAMA. Now, by the mid 1960s, response to public concern that resulted from Article 49, 49 U.S. states passed a child abuse reporting law. So as you can see, in 62, they started making, that's when CPS got started. And that's when Congress mandated that Social Service developed a child protection branch and that they start checking the children for neglect or abuse. Now, Child, do you have any questions that you have? Do you have any questions there? Now, I'm at the 37-minute mark. That means there's about less than 20 minutes left of my live stream. I'd love for someone to call in or text me a question or a comment. That would be great. That would be great. Now, these rules that I talked about earlier, the very first one, getting a lawyer, that is the most important thing you got to do. How to get a lawyer. You're going to have to search it on the internet. There's a procedure you must use when you arrange your words for searching in CPS matters. First, you start off with the city, then the state, and then you put the letter CPS. Now, if you're from outside the United States, you put your country instead of the city. I mean, instead of the state, unless your country has state. And you follow with the word family law, or family law, um, juvenile law, and dependency law attorney. And a bunch of names will appear. Now, if you're looking for pro bono, means no charge, there's a slim chance that you'll find one. Plus, you don't know how good they are if they're being paid nothing for doing the hard work. The reason why you want to get 3 quotes, you want to compare so you get the best deal. And I always believe 3 quotes of anything you should always get, like the diary or something there. So after you have identified some names to call, you look at their websites and you see which one says they are fighting CPS in 1 cases. So your first of 2 questions, your first question would be, are you a licensed juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney? And if they are, you should further say who's also fought CPS case and won the kids back. It's not the number of winning the kids back, it's that you're legit and you know how to work through their smokescreen. Now, if the answer to their question is, when you say, are you a licensed uh, um, juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney who's won cases against CPS, then as they say yes, that's one of your candidates you're going to follow up on. Your second question to the same law firms should be, have you ever sued CPS? Now, that's not critical, but it tells you the attorney's not afraid of CPS or CPS knows the attorney. Now, Child says, I'm just thinking about all this. It's all right. It's understandable. Well, it's hard to get America free of CPS because CPS is needed. Every day, 1,000 children go unreported. Every day, 1,000 children go unreported that do need someone to look after them. There are a lot of kids that are abused. And it's a real thing in a lot of areas. There's some bad parents, too. I'm going to reach for something. 1 minute, please. Okay. Okay, I'm back. You don't want America free of CPS. You want responsible individuals that are supposed to enforce what CPS is all about. You have to look at what the definition of neglect and child abuse is. Child neglect, according to state law, is the negligent of treatment or maltreatment of a child by someone responsible for their care, which causes or threatens harm to a child's health or welfare. For instance, examples could be failing to provide adequate food, clothing, shelter, medical care, or supervision. Indicators of neglect would be underweight, poor growth patterns, consistent hunger, poor hygiene, inappropriate clothing, inadequate supervision, unintended physical problems or medical needs, abandonment, begging or stealing food, extended stays, or rare attendance. So that is what the definition of the child neglect. Now, child abuse is someone causes harm or distress. It can take on many forms, ranging from disrespecting to causing some physical or medical pain. It can occur in someone's home, care home, a hospital, or public place. Often, the people that commit abuse are taken in a special relationship. There are 10 categories of abuse: physical abuse, domestic violence or abuse, sexual abuse, psychological or emotional abuse, financial and material abuse, modern slavery, discrimination, abuse, and organization or institutional abuse. Now I have about 7 minutes left of my live stream before I'll end at 11 o'clock. So again, I reach out to any of you that got comments or questions about CPS. Please do so. Please text me a message. Now, with 7 minutes left, if someone would like to talk for 5 minutes, that'd be great. That'd be great. Now, back to the phone calling of your attorneys. After you determine that they are a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney who has won cases against CPS, your second question should be, when the case is closed, have you ever won money back from suing CPS, both federal court or in the state court? If the answer is yes, you got yourself a winner. You need to work with that person that's okay both that way. But I've already told you that Vincent Davis meets all those requirements. So he's one of the 3 people you can consider. It is beautiful outside today. The sun is out and it's warmer. Yes, I hope you do get outside and get some sun in there, child. I hope you do. Now, your second question, as I say, when you're talking to that attorney, have they ever won a lawsuit? If the answer is yes, either in federal or state, won back money, then that is the candidate you should stick with and further interview them. You should get their references, get 3 references and call up the references, see what kind of attorney it is. Same thing with Mr. Davis, get his 3 references. So you got 3 attorneys you can consider. It's going to be expensive. I know it is. Also, when you talk to that attorney, see your chemistry, including Mr. Davis, how you get along, you get around with him. But if you get that attorney, it'll save your life, save your case. It did mine. It saved my life. I got back my 2 boys. Rule number 2 is that documentation. You should create a notebook with subject tabs and divide everything up according to the general thing what they have. But there's an important document called the incident log that you should create on paper, notebook paper. You devote the first 3 lines for each incident. Line 1 is the number and the location and the people you talk to, the date and time. Line 2 is a summary of what the incident's about. And line 3 is the conclusion of what the incident was about. How did it end? All again, one sentence. And you'll have the information. You start the beginning for the next 50 years. I hope it doesn't take that long. I'm being sarcastic. For the next 3 years. My case was 3 years. So. But that notebook, you put all your test results from your drug tests, all the program completions you did, all the parenting family classes, and your court documents generated by the court and by social services. Oh, boy. Now, rule number 3 is one of the most important ones, is because you learn how not to talk to social workers and not to say, tell them too much. You should never really talk to a social worker or the police because they're out to get you. They're out to investigate you. What you can tell them is your name, be nice about it, and tell them that when you get your attorney, he'll get back with you. You don't want to meet with them without an attorney. You have to know what you're doing and saying, and these attorneys do know what they're doing or saying. I'm talking about the real attorney, not the court appointed or the public defender. Now, if they come knocking at your door, don't answer the door because you'll let in trouble. They're a stranger. You don't open doors to strangers. You don't. Your home is your castle. They have to have one of 3 things before they get in your home. They need your permission. If you don't give them permission, they can't enter it. If there's a beating of the child's in immediate danger, then they will enter it. If they can hear the child screaming or whatever. The third way is what's called a warrant, and that you got to be careful about because there's a lot of fake warrants out. The warrant will specifically tell you what they can do and not do. Also, you got to be careful of if they're in the yard or nearby and they want to approach you, just say, glad to meet you, but I need my attorney present because this is a legal matter. Anytime you're in a legal matter, you're entitled to your attorney. So your attorney would come to help you out there. Now, if you're outside, just tell them you're going to have to meet with your attorney. You take the information and we'll get back to them. That's all you have to say to them. Don't say anything because they'll use what you say against you. Okay, it's now 11 o'clock. And that's now time for me to say goodbye for now. I'll be on again at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I encourage you all to come back then. Make up some questions and answers. And again, thank you. Thank you, Yesha, for being here with your child, your family, and everything in here. Thank you very, very much. God bless to all of you. And please do not give up fighting for your kids. They will come back. This is Bob Pace signing off.